Hello, and welcome. This is video number 1 of the Your Rights Resource Booklet series. Things to know when you arrive at the shelter in the first 2 hours. Why you would want to read this booklet. It can help you 1. Know what to expect in the shelter, 2. Understand your rights, and 3. Make choices around consent. This booklet is yours to keep, and you can keep going back to it if you have any questions. What is consent? Consent is voluntarily deciding to say okay to something while knowing about your rights and what is expected of you, possible challenges you may face, and benefits you may gain as a result. Consent is important. But remember, it's your choice, in your voice. Let's talk about being safe in private space. This is on page 5 of your resource booklet. Benefits of having private space. In your room, you have the right to a place to rest, to not have other people touch your stuff, and to be safe. You decide when to go to sleep and when to wake up. And you can ask for more blankets. Challenges of having private space. You might have a roommate if you're staying in the shelter without children. Hallways can be noisy with people talking, doors closing loudly, kids, and so on. You might have to change rooms during your stay. Shelter stays are short-term, and some of your personal stuff, such as medications, needs to be stored in a locked office. Your shelter will share the specific guidelines they may have about private spaces. It is your right to know about the very important words. This is on page 6 of your resource booklet. You can use these very important words: yes, no, stop, I don't know, pass, and I don't want to answer. Here's some examples of how you can use these very important words. Yes, I'd like help with that. Yes, I'd like to talk about it. No, that is not my experience. I don't know what you're asking me. I don't know what I want. I don't want to answer. Stop and please just hear me. Consent is about knowing it's a right to use these very important words. Whenever anyone in the shelter uses these words, we take it very seriously. Consent is your choice, in your voice. It is your right to know the benefits of being in the shelter. This is on page 6 of your resource booklet. Staff are there to help you 24/7. There is a bed to sleep in and food to eat. You might enjoy the support of other residents. You may have access to in-shelter or community programs. You will have support connecting to the community. You might want to talk about what happened to you, community resources, and ways to heal from abuse. Challenges of being in the shelter. This is on page 7 of your resource booklet. Alcohol and street drugs are not permitted in the shelter. Some shelters have a curfew. You may know or may not get along with other residents of the shelter. Shelter staff will have to get help from additional professionals, which may mean sharing your name and other details about you if there is concern you may harm yourself or someone else, if you share details about someone who plans to seriously hurt you or someone else, or person such as a child or youth is being hurt by someone or is at risk of harm. You have the right to have your stay at the shelter kept confidential as long as everyone stays safe. You have a responsibility to keep others' names at the shelter confidential too. Well, that's it for now. Video number 2 will go over what you need to know in your first day in the shelter, including your information, your rights as staff get to know you better, and supported exits. See you soon.